Alrighty, good afternoon and welcome to eRivers Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it's been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I would like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. For members of the Go Team, please identify yourself when you speak. I am pleased to call this meeting of the eRivers Go Team to order at 3:36 p.m. Our first order of business is to call roll.
All right, Ms. Clayton,
Here.
Ms. Dees. Paige.
Here.
Thank you. Erica,
Here.
Gregory, Wendy,
Here.
Allison,
Here.
me here, Early, Emanetta,
Here.
Mark.
Okay. This team will only be able to take official action if a quorum is present. Is a quorum present?
Yes, we have quorum.
All right, there's a quorum present. Our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This is provided to you and copies are here. Are there any changes to the agenda? No changes.
My knowledge.
Okay, well, may I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Aye.
And second.
Allison seconds.
Okay, for all in favor, say aye.
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 Any abstentions? Okay. And next we will review and approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting, which is March. The meeting minutes have been provided to you. Are there any corrections? No corrections? If there are no further corrections, may we have a motion to approve the March meeting minutes?
Motion to approve the March meeting minutes.
Second,
I second. Paige.
all in favor, say aye.
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 Please. Doesn't sound like it, and no abstentions.
Okay, great.
Okay, well, we're gonna begin
I
our
was getting
discussion
real nervous.
on the multi-tiered systems of support.
And so let me introduce Marissa Molina. She is our MTSS coordinator. And I'm gonna stop sharing and she's gonna try to share her presentation. So she is going to talk to us about the multi-tiered systems of support. And one of the reasons is because we talk a whole lot about these different tiers. I think that it gets referenced in our Go Team meetings a whole lot, but I'm not sure how fully you all are just aware of what MTSS is and what that looks like in our school. So I wanted to, just invite Ms. Molina here to give you a bit of an overview. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, Marissa, and hopefully you have permissions to share your screen.
From the beginning. All right. Everyone see it?
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Clayton, for inviting me to talk about all of the work that I do with MTSS and to walk everyone through just an overview of what it is and what it does for us at eRivers. All right, so we throw all these acronyms around in the school system and no one really knows what it is if you're outside of the school system. So MTSS stands for Multi-Tiered Systems of Support. It literally is just that. There are tiers, and yet each tier are different levels of support that we provide students based on what they need. So it's organized in three separate areas. So at tier 1, every single student is getting tier 1 every day. Most students are successful at tier 1 alone. So this is high quality instruction. It's differentiated in small groups within the classroom at times. All the students get these common assessments that they take, and then it's just built in the classroom just support. Tier 2 is for some students, and that's normally no more than 15% of our population should be at tier 2. And what that means is a student is struggling in a particular area. Maybe they have some gaps. What happens normally is I'll go in and I'll give another assessment to kind of see where those gaps are. And we're really targeting a specific skill to fill in the gaps that the student may have. This is in addition to tier 1. So this is a supplement to, not in lieu of. All students will get that tier 1. And if a student has a gap, then that tier 2 support will come in and we'll really target that skill that they're missing. And we progress monitor to see if it's working. So again, that's some of the students. The most intensive support that we can do in a general education classroom is what we call tier 3. And then at eRivers, it's 90 minutes of extra support this school year. And it's really more individualized. So normally 2 to 3 kids, sometimes it's on one-on-one basis, really honing in on where their gaps are even more and really intensifying those interventions. And all the interventions we provide are research and evidence-based interventions. And again, we're closely progress monitoring every week to ensure what we're doing is working. So that progress monitoring really shows up and shows us, okay, does this intervention work? If not, then maybe we need to make some changes, and I'll kind of talk how we make some changes. All right, so changes. This is really important because some people think that a child gets in tier 2 and they stay there forever. And that's not the case. That's not what the system is designed to do. The system is specifically designed to target a skill, intervene on that skill, and then grow the students and then move them out if necessary or move them up if necessary. So it's really a fluid process and kids get moved up and down throughout the entire process. So this example here is just one example of a student from this school year. So this child in first grade was doing really well, was in the blue, and then everyone knows there's a huge dip from first grade to second grade, where now students have to read the assessments on their own. And this student took a huge dip in the very beginning of second grade. And what that targeted, that the teacher was like, okay, something's happening, called me in, I did a quick assessment, and I figured out together with the teacher what the skill was that they were missing. And we intervened early and often, moved that child to tier 2. And now you can see at the end of this school year, he's way above where he was even before. So this child was at tier 1, then we moved him to tier 2, intervened early and often, and now not even in a tier anymore. So this happens frequently where kids can even go to tier 3. We intensify that support, and then we take them back down because they've shown tremendous growth, and then they're back at tier 1. So it is a fluid process that we make decisions very frequently to move kids up and down and out if necessary. So you're probably thinking, well, how do you even know a kid needs it? That graph was a good example of showing that child took a really big dip and we needed some more information, but one piece of one map test doesn't give it all to us. So we do give the map universal screener 3 times a year, and that is one piece of data, but we have to look at more. So we pull up other screener data that I go in and I give quick assessments to see where the gaps may be. Obviously, classroom performance, teacher input, parent input, all of these things collectively come together to tell the whole picture. The one thing that we do use to try to catch kids early is that MAP assessment, though. So when we look at the MAP assessment, we're looking at the achievement. Okay, so these are screenshots from a report you may have gotten. When we look at the 30th percentile or above, so we're looking at this achievement, that is a child that I wouldn't identify at risk right now. They should be able to continue at tier 1, working with the teacher in those small groups that the teacher provides. They're not at risk. Then when we get to the 20th to the 30th percentile, that's when there is some type of risk. And what would happen is the coach would go in and work with the teacher to find some strategies that may support that student within their small group, a little more intensive, but still at that tier 1 level to provide the extra support. When they come to me, it would be at the 20th percentile or lower. And again, we would look at all this data collectively to see, okay, was this just a one-off, or was this collectively, are they struggling in multiple areas? And that's when I would go in and I could do other assessments to see where their deficits are and figure out, okay, what skill do we need to target to grow the student in that specific area, whether reading or math. Also behavior and speech, we do intervene with as well. So why does all this matter? This is great, but why does it matter? As you can see, that one student that I showed you, if we intervene early and often, that is the key. Those gaps get filled really quickly, and it prevents the gaps from growing. And we all know when a student gets to 3rd grade and they're unable to read, it becomes even more challenging to intervene because they're missing those basic K2 phonics skills that they need to be able to read. we were able to use that data to guide the instruction, to guide our decision making at every tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. And then, I mean, this adjusted support really ensures that all students get what they need, no matter what tier they're in. So it's really looking at the students holistically and figuring out what they need and intervening early, often, and getting them what they need to grow and be successful. So, again, our goal with MTSS is to ensure every child can succeed with the right supports in place. And we all know that they can, but we have to respond early. We have to remove the barriers, and we have to work together collectively to be able to identify and intervene as early as possible. This QR code is just, it's a site that kind of tells you all of this that I've put together, so that everyone has the information out there, and we're trying to do a better job of making sure this is in other platforms so that other people are aware and know the information so they can get their child the best support. Any questions?
Come on, guys, don't be shy. All right, well, Ms. Molina, thank you so much for that presentation.
Mhm.
Ms. Molina does so much around here, and she is just a huge asset in making sure that our students who are at risk are getting the support that they need. So she does a lot of work in that area. So thank you,
Well,
Marissa.
thank you all. All right, I'm gonna stop
I guess
sharing.
I'll figure out how to share again. I think it's that.
Isn't the desk here?
Oh, yeah, that's.
Do y'all see a slide that says small slice of map testing?
Yes.
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 All right. So the other thing that I just wanted to share today, after discussing MTSS, is, we just took the map test, and Ms. Molina actually referred to that universal map benchmark screening taking place 3 times a year. So this year, it did not take place for everyone K-5 3 times a year. It only took place for K through 2nd grade 3 times. The district was doing away with, I think, spring map testing. I can't remember, but they allowed us to opt in. So I opted in for definitely K2 because they don't take the Georgia milestones, and we wanted to have some metric with which to view their growth. Because 3rd, 4th, and 5th are taking GMAS, we didn't want to double test them. I mean, I think that the teachers here will tell you the amount of assessment that happens in the month of March is mind-blowing. And so then to have that happen, and on top of that, 3rd, 4th, and 5th also have GMAS, we just didn't want to do it. So the information that I'm sharing with you here is just a small slice because it's only our K2 students. But, I was really, really excited to see that based on the information in APS graphs, which shows a ranking of our students across the district and the schools where the schools, different percentages of how many kids met or exceeded their projected map growth. And of our K2 students, 65% met or exceeded their projected map growth, which is just really exciting and a testament to the hard work of all these teachers. I was also excited to see that out of, I think it's 41 elementary schools, River ranked 16th out of the 41 in terms of top growth. And then just looking at North Atlanta schools, we were 3rd out of 5 for the North Atlanta elementary schools. So, and just so, so just as a reminder, the way that MAP norms, I think they norm every 3 years, it might be every 6, but basically they're looking at those RIT scores and they're setting the growth targets based on the national mean for that beginning RIT score. So just like in most circumstances, when you're looking at mean, 50%, right, is dead center. So the mean for the nation is 50%. So if we're at 65%, we are exceeding the national mean for students who are meeting their growth. And again, they're looking at beginning RIT scores across the nation and looking like for a kid who scored a 215, what percentage, where did they get to at the end? And that's how they come up with what those growth targets are going to be. But I was really excited about that information and I wanted to be able to share that with you all. It didn't look to me like all of our map information is yet up in APS graphs. So, in fact, I only saw information, it looked like for second grade.
Oh, yeah, we
And
took
then,
it a week
and then
before.
some fifth graders, only a select number of fifth graders took map testing. It were those kids who scored a certain percentile, like in the 80th percentile in math, I think in the winter. And so they didn't meet the accelerated, that they're trying to get into the accelerated math classes at Sutton, right? And they had to score a certain, they had scored a certain level. I don't remember off the top of my head what that number is. But those students were given a second opportunity basically, with spring map if they didn't hit it in the winter. So, any questions about map?
How do we compare with the growth for this school year from last school year?
Great question. I haven't looked.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't looked. Well, and again, like, because part of it is because it doesn't look like all of the information is in there. It's
Yeah,
also, I'm gonna have to tease out just K2 last year and K2 this year. Yeah.
Sometimes
Right.
APS graphs is a little behind what, if you just went to.
Well, and there's so much information on
There is.
APS graphs.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, they do a fantastic job, but I think because there's so much information, they're,
You have to know it's a.
yeah. All right, well, if there are no questions, I'll move on to our next slide. And so just an opportunity for cluster advisory team report. So I'm going to turn it over to Wendy. Or I say that Wendy and I are going to work together to talk about whatever happened in the last
Before the
cluster
break.
advisory team.
You got this,
I
Mindy.
didn't write notes. We both were there,
I
but
know, I know.
I went to two different things. It was, oh gosh. There was
I mean, I feel like a lot of the cluster advisory team meetings, we have discussed facilities and budget. This past time, I feel like maybe we did some more around like strategic plans, looking at.
they
different
kind of
strategic
rehashed
plans.
what we had done in Go Team.
Yeah,
Like, right? Wasn't it
yeah,
kind
it
of like,
felt like a repetition.
it did. So I
Okay.
was remembering that presentation, they were just getting into more of, they were trying to, I know what it was, something about the cluster, got together and talked about, what the, like,
Goals are, how the
if we-
APS
where the money
strategic
could
plan.
go, right,
Yeah.
like their priorities.
Yeah, that's right.
And they asked some different questions, and that's when
Yeah.
their decisions were finally made, but
Yeah.
it was just input.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. So we were looking at the budget implications, and if we were looking at our strategic priorities for the entire cluster, where we wanted to see that additional, was it the SPOS money?
That's what it
Where
was,
we wanted to
yes.
see the SPOS money go. And so it was really just a discussion. So it was things like, you know, would you want the SPOS, any SPOS money to go towards transportation, expanding transportation, or do you want it to go towards enhancing nutrition? Do you want it to go towards site repairs, renovations, or just upgrading HVAC systems, things of that nature? There is a survey that is out right now for families, for you to also weigh in on that. In fact, let me stop sharing that and instead share this screen.
Is it the same? Is that this one?
Oh gosh, see now I can't. All right, would anybody mind telling me what you see on your screen? Does it say election?
Elections are coming.
Perfect, great, okay. So, right down here is the consolidated LEA improvement plan. You can share input there. And then also accelerate APS. This is about the literacy, advancing literacy, college and career readiness. And there are 2 meetings. I could have sworn that there was another, survey that's going out. I think that's coming through the Lions Roar. So I don't think that, so that should be coming out via the Lions Roar. And again, it's just an opportunity for you all to give input, all stakeholders to give input as to where the SPOS money could be spent for next year. All right, so with that, we are going to learn about our candidates. All right. Can you all see that? Let's see, I'm gonna try to move it here so that
There we go.
folks here can see it. Uh-uh. All right. Can't tell if it's sharing. Nope, it's not. So stop share and we'll share this.
Just really quickly, Principal Clayton, just to let you know, if you go to the Atlanta Public Schools website, www.atlantapublicschools.us, there's a pop-up that says Budget Prioritization Survey and explains it, and there's a quick link. So if anybody wants to take that, that survey, you can just go to the district's main website.
I was
Perfect.
just about, because
You
I
pulled it
remembered
up.
the pop-up. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, there.
Yeah.
See if it was in the Lions
Yeah.
Roar,
Yeah, but it's right here. It's
We've
a pop-up.
gotten so many opportunities for
Mhm.
input, which is
Yes.
fantastic, but
There's been a
sometimes
lot.
it's hard to keep up with where they all are. So thank you for that, Diane. But I also, stand by what I said, that I think that it's also coming home through the Lions Roar, because I sent that out today. Okay. All right. So in terms of instructional staff, we've got Erica Pease, who is running. Do I say running? And as you know, or you may not know, Erica is one of our 4th grade teachers. And you have access to this in the slide deck as well, that that I'll make sure is uploaded into the drive. But also, this is information that is coming out to you. So how does, Diane, since I've not been here before, how does the voting work? This information just goes out to stakeholders via the Go team, or is it shared? Yeah, how does voting occur?
Thank you so much for asking. So what happens is we have a vendor who runs the ballot, an external vendor. And what will happen is all households get 1 vote per school where they have a child enrolled. So that link is sent to the priority guardian in Infinite Campus. The email, it's an email, a text message, and if we don't have an email or phone number for that household, they will get a mailer. Luckily, we only have 20 households across the district that don't have an email or phone number, so that's great. And you will see the same information on your ballot. So if you have a student at E Rivers, Sutton, and North Atlanta High School, you will see the election, the household, the parent and guardian elections for E Rivers, Sutton, and North Atlanta High School. For our staff members, it's only the staff in the building that can vote for their representatives on the Go team. So at E Rivers, it is the E Rivers staff who will be voting for their representative, and they will get those links at their APS email address.
But all of that comes out through your department. It's not
Yep.
through the.
Yeah, you're going to see the links from somebody from a company called Election Buddy.
Oh.
So, and on our website at Strong Schools, we are going to have a form in case you don't see your link so that you can request it and we can look it up.
Perfect.
Okay.
Great.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Great. So just, you have in front of you Erica's kind of her statements, personal involvement with education in the community. She's, she's a teacher here and has been involved with, local organizations to support student growth. She's active with her families and her colleagues. Why would you like to serve on the GO team? To help ensure decisions properly reflect the goals and vision for our school and prioritize equity among all students and boost academic achievement success. She wants to strengthen her relationship with her colleagues and parents to best serve their children. And her vision is for E-Rivers to be known as a school where every child is truly known, valued, and empowered to achieve. I believe E-Rivers can nurture curiosity by developing compassionate, high-achieving learners who feel confident. All right. And our next teacher is our music teacher, Miss Weingart. She's been teaching general music at Rivers since 2017. She's been active in various community organizations that support and develop the community and its students, such as Girls on the Run and Atlanta Track Club. She'd like to serve on the GO team to support the development of E-Rivers students, helping to cultivate growth that will prepare students for future success in their endeavors. And she believes that her voice as a performing arts teacher can add a unique whole child perspective to the GO team. I agree. Her vision is for the school to be a place where all students are grounded in collaboration through rigorous and inquiry-based experiences, just like the existing school vision, that allow them to develop knowledge, skills, and self in an enriching and supporting environment. So those are our two staff people. Nicole and Wendy are rolling off. Is that right?
Mhm.
So, all right, let me
Yes, we are.
go back to this. Stop sharing that. And let me pull up our candidates. Our parent and community. That's odd. Oh,
Oh, yeah, other side.
thank you.
There it is.
All right, let me share this. All right. So our first parent is Ajamu Baker.
I think he goes by AJ.
AJ Baker, thank you. His personal involvement, he was co-chair of STEAM Day at Rivers, mentor in residence for college students at Morehouse College and Spelman College. He's the co-founder, board member of Chicago Pre-College Science and Engineering Program, which provides underrepresented K-12 students with a hands-on project-based STEM curriculum through collaborative Saturday sessions and mentorship with key institution partners in Illinois. He'd like to serve on the GO team to give back to the E-Rivers community and help support the school's efforts in terms of STEM. His vision, sorry, we have a children. It sounds like a large group of children coming in.
After school.
Aminata was quick. She got it.
Yes, she
Right,
was.
good.
Yes, she was. His vision is to advance E-Rivers as a premier STEM hub, deepening E-Rivers' commitment to the resources and curiosity our students need to become the innovators and degree holders of tomorrow. Next, we have Jessica Benzina. Their personal involvement with education in our community centers on actively supporting teachers, students, and families. She currently serves as a room parent in both her kindergartner and her second grade kiddos classes. In that role, she coordinates, facilitates support for the teachers and provides communication between teachers and parents. She's also co-chair for the Fun Run, which is coming up in May.
Yep.
And she supports many other activities. She'd like to serve on the Go team to stay engaged in her child's education. She believes the Go team is an opportunity to share the perspective of a parent while understanding and learning from other educators and administrators. She believes strong partnerships between families and schools create a positive and successful learning environment. Her vision is to continue to build a strong, supportive community where every student feels encouraged and has the opportunity to grow. It would be a place where teachers feel overwhelmingly supported and parents feel heard. Her vision would be a school that doesn't stay complacent, but makes necessary strides to provide the best education possible. Sarah Broyd. She is a parent of a rising second grader and a rising kindergartner at E Rivers and is deeply invested in the school's success. She believes strong public schools strengthen the entire community and is passionate about supporting Rivers' continued academic excellence and its positive impact on families and the broader community. She wants to serve on the Go team because in her professional career, she leads complex initiatives which require strategic planning, governance, and stakeholder alignment. She wants to serve on the Go team to apply this experience in support of E Rivers, strengthening long-term strategy, responsible resource decisions, and ensuring the school continues to positively impact students, families, and the broader community. Her vision is that Rivers remains a high-performing, community-centered school where every child is challenged, supported, and known. I want to see strong academic outcomes paired with character development and inclusive opportunities for all students. By aligning strategy, resources, and community engagement, she believes that E Rivers can continue to be a public model for a school of choice.
Wow,
Yeah, we got a good
that's
number.
good.
Yeah. Michael Conforti.
Great, too.
He participates in volunteer family and social events here at the school and also is active at Peachtree Presbyterian Preschool. He is also a coach for his children's youth baseball teams. He wants to serve on the Go team to support APS and E Rivers' mission of education through IB curriculum and to engage as a parent of an E Rivers student and local area resident, and finally to support the school and community. His vision is continued educational excellence through the IB program to foster a welcoming environment for the diverse background of area residents and to ensure the school has the resources, facilities, top educators, and administrators to be a high quality and leading elementary school in the Atlanta area.
Oh my God.
Kendra Render. She spearheads parental involvement in children's classrooms by assisting the teachers in planning Harvest Festival activities, class parties, and classroom activities that require parent participation. She'd like to serve on the Go team to be involved in ensuring that her child and all the children attending our school have access to as many resources as possible. Her vision is for the school to be to build a community full of well-rounded students who will one day be well-rounded adults and community leaders. And that was 5?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Good
there are
turnout.
5 parent parent
Or 2 rolling.
candidates.
Yeah, how many positions?
Oh, you're so 3 maybe. It's probably
How many are
Erica,
rolling?
you, and
Amaneta's
Paige,
rolling
maybe?
off.
Yeah, Erica is.
Erica's rolling off.
Mark is
I-
not.
And I'm rolling off, Paige.
Paige is
So that's
rolling
3.
off.
Oh,
Three.
why we have 5 then? Because that's like 3
Yeah.
open spots.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So we do not have public input today, so we don't have anyone that has signed up for that. Are there any other questions that you all have as it relates to either the Go Team elections or really anything else that we've discussed today?
Sounds like you.
I do have one little question. When you say public input, is this like a nonprofit or somebody of another organization that's also supposed to be on the Go team?
No, I think what Summer was referring to was we didn't receive any requests to comment or speak.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
It wasn't
didn't understand your
another
question.
entity.
Yeah, so several of our Go Team meetings, we allow for public comment, and there's a form that folks can fill out. You know, just like at any normal board meeting, the public can speak on a topic.
I
And
think I misunderstood because I was thinking that there was supposed to be one other person to join the Go Team that is someone that is not a parent of the school, but is like an someone that is connected to a business outside of the community. Is that correct or no?
yeah, and that is Early Smith.
Yeah.
She's not
Okay.
present today, but yes, Early works for Agape. So she's our community-based person.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
And this is her first year, so I think she has
She'll roll.
has another year. She'll roll over. Ms. Jacoby.
Sorry, so the Go Team does have 2 community seats. The other community member is Miss Somerville. So every year there's 1 community seat, and the only criteria for the community seats are that it's somebody interested in helping to support the school and their mission, and they are not an employee of APS. So sometimes parents will be in community seats, sometimes it's not, and that's fine. It's up to the Go Team, because the way community seats are filled is at that organizational meeting that you all have, that very first meeting that you have in July or August. There'll be 1 open community seat, and the principal will bring a nomination, and then you, as the Go Team, the voting Go Team members, can vote to accept or reject that nomination.
Okay, that's right. I remember that from the beginning of the school year. So we only actually have 2 parent positions. So
Yes,
those
there
are
5 candidates are vying for 2 parent positions.
Correct.
And then Amanetta is rolling off, but that's a community
See, okay.
seat that we'll take care of in the fall.
Yes, and then Mr. Smaller is also in a parent seat, but because the terms are 2 years, they're staggered.
Right, exactly. So we're only filling 2 for this.
Yes, you're only filling 2 parent, yes.
The parents who want this community or the parent seat, could they be the community? Because we're losing that role.
Yeah, it could
could
be.
be.
So if there's
It-
somebody
it
that
could
doesn't
be.
get elected out of those 5, you could nominate them to.
Yep,
Because
yep.
they, I mean,
Yeah.
I
Because
just,
there's
I
some,
feel like
there
that
are
is
a lot
good
of interest. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't want to
Yeah.
discourage that.
You know, and what I did this past fall is I kind of reached out to you all, and the teachers to find out like who was someone that could bring value. And I believe Allison is who recommended Early. So she was who I brought forward and recommended to the board this time. So I'll do the same for next year.
Just, and so to answer your question, yes, you could nominate a parent to fill the community seat as long as they're not an APS employee.
Right.
Okay. Just,
Okay, we got it. All right, well, I think that is all that we have for today.
Yep, we've reached the end of our agenda. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Well,
Sorry?
kudos for all of the success on the stats that you went over and the progress that is being made. I did want to salute and tip my hat to you and the staff for that.
Thank you. Yeah, the staff has
Thanks.
been working incredibly hard this year, so I'll pass along that to them. Thank you.
Good deal. Motion to adjourn.
I second.
I do, it's fine.
All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
All right. I hope y'all had a nice spring break, and looks like we've still got some beautiful weather here.
Yes.
So enjoy the rest of your week.